Okay, so apparently when I did this a moment ago, I messed up and it didn't go anywhere. So I am redoing this video. And so if I sound like I'm talking super duper duper fast, sorry, just rewind, I guess. I'm having to redo stuff. So here we go. For stats, we've got some basic stuff, and I'm going to keep this very basic, but some of what I say probably might not seem super duper basic. And I'm going to keep checking to make sure, yes, it still says it's recording. So we have a few different things for our statistics. We have quantitative data and qualitative data. Quantitative means you can count it. It means you can measure it. So this is going to be things like 12 centimeters, 3 feet, 140 calories, something like that. Something that is actually measurable is your quantitative data. Qualitative, think quality. So this is going to be more like a name. Sometimes it might be colors, flavors, something like that. But sometimes on the test, they like to try to trick you and they'll use a number for your qualitative. But that would be something like a phone number or a zip code, something like that. But quantitative data is what we're talking about when you're doing statistics, because you are calculating, you are measuring something. Now we have the mean, the median, and the mode. So the mean is the same thing as an average. And sometimes they use a symbol of an X with a line over it to represent your mean. Your median is the very middle of your numbers. So you'll be given a whole bunch of numbers and you put them in order from smallest to largest. Whatever's dead center, that is your median. I used to sit there and just say, like on the interstate, you have, north and south, and then you have that middle part. That middle is called the median, same kind of thing. So you've got the mean, which is your average, the median, which is the middle, and then mode. Mode, most. Mode, most. If you keep saying that to yourself, remember it's 4 letters, both of them start with M-O. Your mode is the number that you see listed the most. So simple example for that would be like if you have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 was there multiple times, so your mode is 3. If you have 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, notice you have 2 2s, 2 4s, you would have to say that you have 2 modes. Your mode would be 2 and 4. If your numbers are something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no mode. It's that simple. It's also starting to rain, so if it gets noisy, sorry. So again, recap. Mean is your average. Median is the very middle once you put all the numbers in order. And mode is how many are there the most. When they're doing calculating and everything, the mean is the most commonly used, and that is when there is no outlier. An outlier is a number that doesn't quite match, and so it can throw off your average. So if there is no outlier, then they use the mean / average. If there is an outlier, that's when they use the median, the very middle number. The mode would just be if they're trying to see what's the most popular. So outlier. Outlier is a data point that is too far to the right or too far to the left, or too low or too high. There's a calculation, a formula that you use to find out if something is officially an outlier. A lot of times you can eyeball it and you're like, yeah, that's clearly an outlier. However, most of the time on a test, they want you to show your work. So I'm going to show you the lower fence and the upper fence on how to calculate if something is officially an outlier. So now I'm going to share the screen with my iPad so you can see. All right, share screen, iPad, share, and then I do this and screen and there, and then boop, boop, and boop. There we go. So now, here we go. So for this, I need to just give you a couple of examples real quick, or a couple of formulas, whatever. Here we go. So we're going to say up here, lower fence, and you should write these things down. So we're going to have the number is less than Q1. Wow, I'm making that look horrible. Let's try that again. Q1 minus 1.5 times your IQR. And then your upper fence is going to be, the number is greater than your Q3 plus 1.5 times your IQR. Now, if true for either of these, it is an outlier. So you just basically have to calculate that, and then that'll tell you if it is an outlier. Now, your IQR, this is a range. So that's basically your range of box for that box and whisker plot. So this means you will take the IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So now we're going to do that so I can leave that at the top of the page while we work on our problems. Now, we are going to figure out the mean, which is also shown as the X with the line over it, and then the median and the mode. Okay, so now we're going to say, hey, we've got these numbers. So I'm going to do a couple of examples here just to show you. We're going to have 11 numbers. So I'm going to say we've got 78, 96, 88, 82, 94, 90, 82, 93, 85, 52, and 98. So now what we have to do is put them in order. I am going to use the color blue to put them in order so I can cross them out as I go. So when I put them in order, we're going to do 52 and then cross that one out. And then 78 and cross it out. 82, cross it out, and see, I'm just going to keep doing this kind of thing as I write them down. I cross them out. You will be tempted sometimes to not do this exact thing, but it is very easy to get lost. So make sure to actually cross these numbers out as you write them down. Because when you're finished, notice nothing is uncrossed. Then I go back through and I count real quick and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11, so I know I have them all. Now, for the mean, we're going to add all of those numbers together and then divide it by 11 because there's 11 of them. So 52 plus 78 plus 82 plus 82 plus 85 plus 88 plus 90 plus 93 plus 94 plus 96 plus 98, and then divide by 11 because there's 11 numbers. And that gives me a mean of 85.27, and 27 is repeating, so I put a line over there. That's my mean. Now, for the median, well, I can go ahead and do mode because notice there's two 82s. So mode will be 82 because mode most. Now, from here, I do the median. We want to do the very, very middle. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice 6 is my very, very middle. So here, this right here, that is my middle. This is going to be my Q2. So your Q2 and your median are exactly the same number. So our median is 88. And I guess I can write over here, Q2 equals 88. And then Q1, and then Q3, and then IQR. Okay, so now that's how I got our Q2. In order to get our Q1, you are going to go that direction. You want the very middle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is right in between the end and our Q2. So this will be our Q1. So Q1 will be 82. Do the same thing for this direction for Q3. And we have again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number right here, this will be our Q3. So Q3 will be 94. This gives us our box right there. So that is our box. That's how we draw that. Now our IQR, like I said, is a range. So we are going to take our Q3, which is 94, and minus our Q1, which is 82. So our IQ, whoa, I have no idea what in the world happened to that Q. IQR equals 12. That's how you get your Q1, Q2, Q3, IQR, your mean, your median, and your mode. Now, to see whether or not it is an outlier. Well, pretty sure 98 fits because look at those numbers. The question here is going to be the 52. So we are now going to try to figure out if 52 is an outlier. We're going to use the lower fence equation. So we're going to take our lowest number, the number we're testing, which is 52. So we're going to say 52 is less than our Q1, which is 82, minus 1.5 times our IQR, because we're using this equation right here. There we go. And our IQR is 12. So we have to decide, is 52 less than, and this is 64 because 82 minus 1.5 times 12 equals 64. Is 52 less than that? Yes. So 52 is an outlier. So that's all there is to for that. So that's how you do that one. Now, we're going to erase this so we can do it all again with a different set of numbers. Here we go. Whoa, I accidentally erased too much, so I have to rewrite the word mode, sorry. Okay, done, done, done. I know, I think it is actually impossible for me to just be quiet for a moment. I have to sit here and make dumb little noises all the time. Okay, so let's rewrite mode. Oh, let me do this real quick because I forgot to do this last time. I'm going to slap it out right now. If you have an even number, so say our numbers, I'm going to keep these really small. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 numbers there. Notice this is your middle, so you can't just pick the median. For this, you would have to take both of these numbers and say 4 plus 5 divided by 2. And so that would be 9 divided by 2, which would be what, 3? No, what in the world? That would be 4.5. So if you had an even number, you would have to do the average of the two middle, and then that would give you a median of 4.5. Okay, just want to do that real quick because chances are on a test you probably will have at least a couple where she purposely gives you a middle number. So anytime, I mean, an even number. If there's an even number, you take the average of the two that are in the center. That's it. Okay, we're going to do one more example so you can see other outliers as well and other ways to do this. So for these numbers, we are going to use 96, 92, 94, 98, 90, 93, 88, 95, 82, 95, and 89. So there we go. I have 11 numbers again. So we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to put them in order. Now, I would recommend while I'm doing this, you also do this on a piece of paper so you can see how you're doing. So again, we're going to put them in order from smallest to largest, and I'm going to cross it off as I get to it. So there we go. And what's funny is I'm sitting here chatting, about to say, and I'm going to try to be quiet while I do this time to show you that you don't have to talk. And yet, while I'm saying that, I am friggin' talking. So, yeah, there's that. There we go. Okay, so now I have them all rewritten, smallest to largest. Now I can look, I'm going to count real quick and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 numbers, so I know it's right. Now, add them all up. 82 plus 88 plus 89 plus 90 plus 92 plus 93 plus 94 plus 95 plus 95 plus 96 plus 98, and then divide it by 11. And that gives me a mean of 92. So there's your mean. Now for the median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my median is 93, and that is also my Q2. So I'm going to put over here Q1, Q2, and Q3. So my Q2 is a 93. Now, that means this right here will be my Q1, so 89. And then this right here will be my Q3, so that's 95. So that, if you have to draw the box, that is your box. Now to figure out my IQR. Remember, this is just your Q3 minus your Q1, and so that will give me a 6. So I can say IQR equals 6. Mode, I have two 95s, so our mode is 95. Now to figure out if either of these on the ends are outliers, and I'm going to use red to make it stand out. My lowest number is an 82, so I will say 82 is less than Q1. 89 minus 1.5 times our IQR, which is 6. 82 is less than 80. No, that is not true. So that is not an outlier. And now we do the same for the other one, but we use, trying to write, there we go. We use this equation, and notice this one is plus. So don't forget that. So now we use this number, and we will say 98 is greater than our Q3, 95 plus 1.5 times 6. So 98 is greater than 104. Not true, so not an outlier. Since there are no outliers on this one, neither of those are outliers, then that means using the mean is the best way to get your data for this set. Yeah, so there we go. And that is pretty much most of the statistics for a quick little recap. If you go back over and keep practicing with this kind of stuff, you can throw in different data. This covers your mean, your median, your mode, your Q1, 2, 3, which is your box and whiskers. The box is the Q1, 2, and 3. Q2 is the same thing as your median. Your Q1 is halfway between your bottom number and your median. Your Q3 is halfway between your median and your top number. Your IQR is just the range of your box. So your IQR, again, is your Q3 minus your Q1. From what your mom sent me in the message, I think that pretty much covers it all. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message. Have your mom shoot me a message. I'll check and practice. Do not try to shortcut. If you try to shortcut with statistics, you're going to mess up. Take the time to rewrite every single number from smallest to largest and cross them out as you go and count. If you count them, you'll be golden. If you try to eyeball it, or if you don't cross them out and you don't count, chances are you're going to miss one. Happens all the time. So just take your time. And I think that's it. So good luck.